defrosted, defrosted. Okay, there are some, where's one? Okay, so we've got some extra rolls, she said over there, so if you half a roll didn't cut it, you can go get another one. That's what they brought us, so that's what we got. Sorry guys, I have no control over that. Good morning. Good cold, windy morning to you all. You all look like polar bears and you're all bundled up. My goodness, what a mess it was this morning. So, for those, I wish you guys could see my text messages. You guys are worse than my kids ever were. Are we having school today? Are we having school today? It starts at like 4 o'clock. So, I'm usually up by then, but it's hilarious. My husband's going, what is that? I said, sorry, I'll turn it off. It's hilarious. So, before I forget, because I don't think I have a slide on that, I do have one about the phone calls. If we're having a snow day, you'll know no later than, and I know this will make you happy because most of you will be on the road by then, 5:30 is the latest they'll call that because that's when the schools start cooking breakfast. That's when they start putting things in the ovens. Unfortunately, they will probably wait to the last minute on some days, like they did this last time. And there's nothing that I can do about it. I didn't even, Darren did not even know they were calling a snow day. One of you texted me, and she's like, I just saw it, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't even know that, how did you know? And then I got the text, so that typically is not normal. Usually, I told Darren and I've told Rocky, I would love to know by 5. The absolute latest know by 5. 4:30, 5 o'clock, that's ideal for us. But I understand that we don't rule the district. We can have our input, but I don't make the final decision. So, just so you know, by 5:30, they have to make the call whether they're going to do it or not, because that's when the schools start their stuff. And we're technically not rolling by then. So if the schools didn't do breakfast, they would have to notify everybody by 6 because that's when we roll out. But the food service outranks us, so thankfully, we have to do it by 5:30, not 6. Unfortunately, some of you that live a lot farther out, it's too late by then, you're already on your way, and there's not a thing I can do about it. I'm sorry, you're gonna get paid for a whole day's worth of stuff for driving halfway here in the blizzard, but it is what it is. Is that your hearing aids?
No.
Oh, it's great. She went. So if you did, we're gonna have to pay you PTSD stuff, PTSD. So if you didn't hear her every time she got on the radio, her bus was squalling. Oh. You know her hearing aids have got to be going bonkers. I'm sorry, that was just funny. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. All right, so snow days. I do have a slide, but I just want to kind of go there while I'm thinking about it because I'll forget. I sent out a text to everybody I had phone numbers for on Tuesday morning. If you did not get a text from me, you need to handwrite your name down so it's legible and your phone number, or text me or email me or something. Give me your phone number because for whatever reason I don't have it in my phone. I can only send out 20 texts at a time. There's 130 of you I have to send out texts to. So when you get when you get a text and you start replying back, I'm in the process of trying to notify everybody else, so don't expect an answer immediately because I'm trying to notify everybody at one time. And if you call me immediately, I hit ignore until I get everyone notified. So don't be offended or whatever. I don't have time to take phone calls because by the time I'm notifying you guys, I have 900 other things I have to take care of here because I have to notify Garden Plain, I have to notify Goldwich, I have to notify everybody that we deal with and we're affiliated with, and I have to take care of that immediately because if they wait till 5:30, they're already up and rolling too, so I have to get on the ball. Let's see, today's Friday. We had another snow day Wednesday, right?
Tuesday.
Was that the only one we had?
Friday.
So Tuesday was the one we knew about early. Friday was the one we were late on. I'll get it figured out.
When people send you a reply, does that mess you up for trying to send out more?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
No, but I ignore it. Just don't be offended if I don't respond. At least right away. Yes.
You were mentioning snow days. Clarification. How many snow days do we have and do we get paid for?
We are allowed 4 before we have to start making up time. Keep in mind that if we go over our 4, and I think it's 4. I'm 99% sure it's 4. If we go over the 4, they're gonna start making up time by going full days Wednesdays. So they'll take the early releases out of the picture.
I double check because I seen something on May One Parent. We were supposed to be off April 26th, and it said if we had a snow day, we would have to go that day. So there's a possibility we would have to go on the 26th.
Okay.
You might check.
Snow days, on the last text I sent out, the last time we had snow days, it did include on that. If you are scheduled to be here that day to run, so all of our regular routes, for sure, if you are scheduled to work that day, you'll get a full day's worth of pay. Now, if you run let's just say preschool, and you're only running every other day, HR has it on there what days you work and that you don't run on Fridays. That's what screwed us up last week. And we don't run Fridays. So if I only run the bus Monday and Tuesday, or Monday and Wednesday, and Michelle runs Tuesday and Thursdays, and we're both off on Fridays, we had a snow day on Friday, none of the preschoolers got paid because we weren't supposed to be in school that day. But unfortunately, that was one of, 3 for the whole year
No,
that
that's-
did actually work. So
We only
haven't
have
fixed it.
one person.
It's been
that-
fixed. So those of you that run preschool should be getting your,
Okay.
they're calling it holiday pay if you haven't seen it, or snow day pay. You'll get that extra hour and a half on your next check. So anytime you are scheduled to be here working and they call it off for any reason, it can be a snow day, it can be powers are out at the building when it's 110 outside and they call it. Anytime we cancel school and you were supposed to be here, you will get paid you'll get paid, it'll be a holiday payday.
Does that include stuff?
If you are a contracted full-time sub driver, yes. If you're one that we only call as we need, no. So for you, yes. If you have something that is what we call seasonal, it changes from semester to semester, or you only run it as needed, those days are not paid. So if I only run WSU as an overflow bus, or I only run it for a specific short amount of time, they don't pay that because that's called a seasonal position. That's not something that runs all school year long, dedicated routes. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Anything else on the snow days? Okay, I do have a little bit of a slide to come into that, but that way we kind of get that covered. Okay. There it goes. Pray Woodman provided the rolls, so thank you to Pray Woodman. We have a sign-in sheet and a thank you card over there with Tammy.
The sign-in sheet, realize the CDL drivers are in alphabetical order, and the paras are at the end. That's how my spreadsheet is, so that's why I changed it.
Tammy's making some good changes in the office. So for those of you that have been told incorrectly, or for those of you that probably aren't watching like you should be, if this is your main job, if you're hired to drive for transportation for Maze, if this is your main position, you are required by law to be here at every safety meeting. That's by law, you have to be here, okay? If this is your secondary job, if you're a para at Vermillion and you come and help as a para, this is not required. Everybody in this room is required by law to be here, okay? So if you don't get to be here in person, you have to watch them online. We get audited every single year, and I was telling, I think it's Joy, at my old district, I have 3 plaques from the state of Kansas. I was only one of 2 districts that ever got it for perfect audits before, and this is part of that audit. And since I've been here, I have been unable to get it, and it drives me crazy. We gotta get a plaque. So we need to make sure you guys are getting to the safety meetings. If you can't be here in person, you have to watch them online, and let Tammy know that you watched it, because I want a plaque. We're gonna add Maze to that.
What's in it for us?
All right, what's that?
What's in it, what's in it
Come on
for
up,
us
put
for
the
your
plaque in the break room so you can admire it. All right, driver and para of the month. Drum roll, please. Driver, Tina Bowie. Thank you, Tina. And I forgot to bring in the form, the one that nominated her. It just says she's awesome. So, good job, Tina. Thank you, para. You're Your paras make a difference. And our para, Patty Gore. Patty's in my office every day. What can I do for you? What can I do for you? What can I do for you? And she had a lot of good things written down too. Sorry, I'll get you guys copies of what somebody said. Some folks said to you that were really nice. So congratulations to you. And weather like this for our parking is prime. By the way, we're gonna make this a rule right now. You cannot give away or sell your position here anymore. Okay? If you get front row parking because you're the driver or the para of the month, if you don't want to park there, I don't have a problem with it, but nobody else parks there because I have never seen people fight over a parking spot so bad.
But what if you're a para that doesn't have a driver's license, but you're willing to give up that para of the month spot for?
If you want to give it to your driver, I'm okay with that. That I'm okay with, but don't be giving it away to Chris just because he gave you a $20 bill on a dope. So stop taking forever. So no more giving away your spot. If you don't want it, that's fine. It'll stay empty for a month, but we're not gonna do it. It's causing a lot of ruckus. Okay.
Get the donut.
Any questions?
Yeah.
Oh, birthdays. Lots of them coming on. Obviously, we do not have school on Monday, and that is every school as far as I know. So there will be no one here, so don't bother calling us. We are not going to answer. And I might turn my cell phone on. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, Tuesday. The reason that we had school today is if you have watched the weather at all, Tuesday they're saying 20 to 25 below zero with wind chills. If it's that cold, you guys saw the issues we had today, and it was only 10 below with wind chills, and it's supposed to be windier on Tuesday. So they are anticipating. You cannot count me on this. I am not guaranteeing we're not having school on Tuesday, but if the weather does not change, the forecast does not change, there's no way we'll make it. The buses will have how many problems? The schools will have problems. There's just no way it can happen. So you were here today because we are fully anticipating Tuesday's going to be a snow day. So, but until you hear from us, I expect everybody to be here Tuesday. Yes, sir.
I want to commend the guys for starting the buses in the morning because they're doing a really good job.
If the weather's gonna be bad, you think they're gonna call it earlier?
Yes. We are hoping they'll call it by Monday. You'll know by Monday afternoon. Because our starting crew, that's what by the way, those of you that are joining early, that's what we've called you. You're our starting crew. They'll come in, as many of them as possible, come in Monday, start everything, clear off all the snow, just like they did Tuesday. Get them up and ready to roll for you on Tuesday morning. So if they are gonna call it, and we'll do that, I'm hoping they're saying we gotta know that by 1-ish. I'm making sure Darren's not here or something. They're supposed to let us know by 1 or 2, hopefully. We'll know in the afternoon, after lunch. Because the startup crew, we come in after lunch because it's warmer by then and the sun's helped a little bit. That way they'll know that if we're canceling Tuesday, we're not coming Monday. We'll wait till Tuesday to come in and clear everything out. So hopefully that's the goal. But you know how Kansas weather goes. Yes. Literally. Lots more birthdays. 15th of next month is a safety meeting. The 12th of February, the 22nd and 23rd. Is there school on the 12th?
No, I think
There is not. You did good. I was screwed up. You did good. Maze is out the 12th, the 22nd, 23rd. ECC's out on Wednesday as well. So there you go. Got 12 days off. This is Maze. Now, if you don't drive for Maze, make sure you're checking your own calendars for Red Lake or whoever to see if you have school. She's usually really good at making sure we get these up here, but make sure you check your own calendars, okay? ECC, Early Childhood Center, that's preschool. That's Maze. No. Okay?
Carmen knows. Don't be Carmen. Leap year this year.
So Kathy is a leap year baby. This year is the
age 4 times faster. Oh my God, well, thank you, Chris. Don't tell him how old that really is.
Oh, boy.
That's that Chris? Is that Chris?
Is that his name?
All right, I'll run. Let me grab these off my desk. Hold on. Okay, had to get my cheat sheet. So Tina Boney says she's friendly and caring, only a few virtues of the time. She shares her insight, which helps kids stay safe, and she's very respectful of others. Patty says she's super friendly. She loves to share helpful toys and information about behavioral kiddos. So there you go. All right, so if you drive a big bus, you've seen this. A newer one. The old ones don't look exactly like this. We're going to go over what everything means. Hopefully you guys all get at least 90% of them. All right, so see the little circle? What is that one?
Left turn signal.
All right. You have a CDL. Good job.
Check brake pressure.
No,
No, I can't see.
not check the brake pressure. What is that, drivers?
What it says.
Your foot's on the brake,
Yeah, okay.
right?
My parking brake.
Yeah.
Get that light on.
That was to show off your abs.
Molly gets her CDL and that ABS light comes on, she's showing everybody her abs. Well, no. ABS.
And I like brakes.
Molly.
Automatic braking system.
It's a fault in your anti-brake system. Yep.
Take a bite.
It means you need to get service because it's what color?
Right.
Yep. That's a dummy light. It's an indicator light that your brights are on, and you're blinding everybody if you're in town.
That one's what it says.
It's exactly what it says. That is a dummy light. It says stop engine. You need to stop your engine. There's a problem. So for those of you that are new with CDLs or new with us, anything in green, those are just indicator lights. They're just telling you that your bus is doing something, the light's on, something's going on with your bus. It's a dummy light. It just lets you know that it doesn't mean that it's working. Does it mean your left signal really works? Nope, but it means that you've activated it, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't, you can't pre-trip from the inside of your bus when it's 10 below going, yep, there's my light, brakes work. That doesn't work. You have to physically check your lights. It just says that you've started it. If it's yellow, what's it mean?
Caution.
Caution. It means you need to pay attention to me, but I'll get you through the rest of the route, most likely. And I'll maybe make noises. Red?
Better pay attention.
Now.
Check your
Yep, it
gauge.
means you better get me looked at right now. You got an issue. And if it's a flashing light, you better pull over or turn it off and call 100. All right? All right, so this is exactly what it says. It's stop engine. That says the engine ECU has detected a problem. It could lead to engine damage. Just stop it and call for assistance. 100 got a lot of that this morning, didn't you, Sean?
Yeah.
Bless your heart.
Right turn signal.
Right turn signal.
Not the left turn signal.
Check your transmission.
That's correct. Transmission service needed is what it says. Oops, I don't know how I got backwards.
Transmission temperature.
Yep, it's beyond the normal operating, so you need to contact maintenance and let them know it's on, but you're probably most likely yes, sir.
If that comes on, just shut your bus off and call us. Don't keep trying to go.
There you go. Sean says shut her down. Okay.
Check the DEF.
Yeah. Is that what you guys think it is?
No,
Nine's a tricky one because we don't have it on our diesel buses because they're all air brakes. That's your diesel, or this is a hydraulic light. So those of you that have hydraulics, this is for your hydraulic brakes. Okay.
Is that brake fluid?
Your temperature is beyond normal operating. It's saying that your temperature is above the limit. is not calling you a bad name.
I was gonna say, that one, I don't, that one I don't know what to
Yeah,
say.
it's a thermometer with a flame in it, yep. That just means that your engine retarder is engaged. What's your retarder? Do you know what it is? Be nice. Can you help us out?
Yeah, John, you're up.
Engine retard, does your engine brake? We don't have those like manual ones like in a semi
Yeah.
to slow your engine down. So, I mean, we really don't have to worry about that one.
Okay. There you go.
It basically cuts like half the cylinder to help slow your engine down.
Okay, so that's when you hear the big trucks go.
Yeah, the one on hope says don't do this.
And they do it anyways.
Yeah.
Yep, that's your emergency parking brake. If you're moving, you have an issue.
Excuse me, compression brake, my bad.
Yeah.
That's two
I'm
different
still
options.
scared of driving.
Goldfish.
Goldfish?
Goldfish with a hat.
Cool it.
No. Goldfish
That's your
with a
coolant
hat
light.
and a mustache.
It's a line, a squiggly line for the coolant level.
Okay.
I mean, it's a mustache. Don't, your head's still ringing, ignore. So yeah, that's your coolant flow.
Okay.
You know what, I was wrong earlier. This is where you know your foot's on the brake.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the brake pressure. What is that one?
So he's not high enough.
Yeah, good job. That was my bad, sorry guys. I don't drive enough anymore, I don't. What is this
Fix
one?
that.
You're right. So if you shifted your bus too quickly, or if you didn't have your foot completely on the brake, you probably see this one. And your bus isn't going into gear. So if this pops up and you tried to put it into gear and it's not moving, put your foot back on the brake harder, put your bus back into neutral. Sometimes you can shift it through a couple and then pull it back down in and it'll engage. If it doesn't, you're calling the mechanics because you're out of my control. Did you need something? I covered it? Okay, good.
That means something's wrong with your engine.
Oh,
No, that's the devil.
Is that what was on this morning?
That's the hearing aids.
She was.
That's the hearing aid side.
That's a call to the mechanic. What's this one? High exhaust. Good job.
Mother-in-law's in town.
That's in
That's not $1 million one.
Mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law. That's why it's in yellow. Warning, warning. That's just a maintenance indicator light, which means you might be ready for an oil change or something coming up, maybe due on your.
I thought it was moisture in one.
No, it's maintenance indicator light. Are you being sarcastic?
Wait to start, wait for your bus to go through all of its mechanical stuff, then it'll turn off and say you can now fully start your bus.
Are you trading her for a CDL? Anybody that drives a CDL, especially on the newer, if it's not one of the super old buses, like all our spares are, you should have most of these on there. It may look a little different if you're driving a hydraulic versus air brakes, a gas versus a diesel. But I'm going to leave these up here if you want to take one so you kind of know what all these are. I highly recommend it, especially if you're a driver. I put it in my book. So it's up to you. If you want it, it's here. Any questions? Good, because if it's not on there, I probably don't know it. Oh, we have maintenance here, so they can answer for us. What'd you do, Chris? Here we are. You felt like this morning, right?
Yeah.
This was a good one to be in. This is a fun little fact. Did you know how often do you have to renew your license if you live in Arizona? You live there, just wait. Anybody know?
2 years. No. 3.
10.
Long time. My driver's license expired in 2048.
Not until you're 65.
Yeah.
Once you get it, you don't have to renew it until you hit 65.
Every 10 years for
Oh, you do for
Every 10 years for what?
Isn't that insane?
That's because
I don't know if that can't be CDLs because because we are federally mandated.
It's standard.
Regular,
That's
anyway,
standard.
I thought that was interesting. All right. Do not answer calls on the radio unless the office asks for help. So when 242 calls in a radio check, yes, we may take a minute to respond, but give us a minute to respond because it's for us, not for you guys.
Right.
Because especially if you're out away from us, because if the repeaters aren't working, or God forbid our radios aren't working for some reason you're not kicking back to us, if the repeaters aren't working, it'll bounce from bus to bus. So you guys can hear each other potentially, but we won't hear you. So if you call in a radio check and I don't hear you, but you say, yep, I got you, we're not hearing you. And we don't know we're not hearing you because somebody radio checked you. So don't answer other buses.
The radio checks do absolutely no good if the office people don't reply which bus. Because 3 people will call in and they'll say, thank you for the radio check. I don't know if they heard me.
That's true. So office staff will reply back will not reply back numbers. Good call.
But when there's like 5 of them, I can't remember the numbers.
Yeah. I heard this morning both radio checks, so if there are 3 people would have called in, then that might have been a trigger, but good call. Yep, good call. While on route, make sure your radio is on and turned up so you can hear it. I know when it gets chaotic like it did this morning, some of us turn it down because it's a lot of commotion, I get that. But you need to still be able to hear it. Don't turn them completely off. No matter how annoying we get, you can turn us down, just don't turn us completely off. There's been multiple times where we've called and called and called for somebody, and they didn't answer because they turned it off and forgot to turn it back on in the afternoon, and we weren't able to get a hold of them for any reason. So just make sure you keep them on and you keep it where you can hear us. Make sure you plug your buses in when you're not using it. Don't lay the end of the cord on the sidewalk for folks to trip on, and don't leave it where you'll run it over. Tuesday was a prime example of why we don't leave them on the ground. You need to pick them up and put them, the end of it, back over the cord holder, because when it snows or ices or even during the day, it's buried under all that, and if we can't get it out, your bus isn't getting plugged in, and that's a problem. So make sure that you're hanging it back up. You don't have to roll the whole cord back up, but at least hang the end of it up so it's not underneath the snow and ice.
Plus you're leaving electrical in water.
That's true.
It's a little dangerous, I've been shocked a few times.
Is that what's wrong with you?
All right, I know this is a weird one to talk about on a day-to-day, but if you are interested in a potential school route, I don't know that we're having summer school, honestly, but if you're interested in one, let me know. Don't mob me now. Just text me, send me an email, put a note down, whatever, just let me know, okay? Last year, we actually didn't have enough drivers. I had to go begging for drivers, so if you're interested, let us know. Snow day notifications, I already talked to you. If you didn't get the one on Tuesday, write it down. Make sure you print your name, don't cursive your name so I can see it. And then add your phone number to it so I can make sure I get you on my list. I'll also do a test text today. After we're done with the meeting, I'll send it out. It'll say test, snow day, test, text. Say that 3 times fast. I'll send that out today. So if you don't get it today, let me know, okay? We want to make sure we let you guys all know so you don't have to come in if you don't have to. Mace High crossing guards do not have to stop traffic, so don't force them to or try to force them to. Darren, I think he must have been doing it this morning because he was texting me and his words were all jumbled and I'm like, are you drinking or? I'm out in the cold. I'm like, oh my, these are shiver talks, okay. So, audits, they are coming. It's our favorite time of the year. Safety meetings are a huge thing. We have to make sure that your driver's license is up to par. Defensive driving, first aid, medical cards. What am I missing, folks? Oh, then everything on our side. But yeah, for you guys, we have to make sure we have all that. So when Tammy puts those notes in your boxes, don't just disregard them because I want a plaque. I want that plaque.
We're working hard for that plan.
We are working hard for that plaque. We're going to be like the 3rd or 4th school in the state to get one. I want it. If you're writing up vehicles, that's great, but only do 1 per write-up sheet. Don't put 3 vehicles on 1 sheet. Those go into files for each one of those vehicles, and, well, just don't do it. Okay, we need 1 per vehicle. So if you got more than 1, just get an extra sheet.
I have a question.
Yes, who said that? Yes.
when your bus is ready to have the oil change service like that, you write it on one of those pieces of paper and let them know.
Yeah, and make sure you put your mileage on there and then tell them when you're due. So if you're at 179,999 and it's due 180, write down your mileage for today and say, my mileage is, or my oil change is due at, that way they can see the difference in where they're at. And it gives them a better idea how long they have. Any other questions? You guys are
Oh, that meme is old.
So CDLs, we're in good shape, except for when like 13 of you take off at one time. Our paras and our mini bus drivers, that's where we're struggling right now. Paras especially. So if you guys know, and I know the pay is not great, that's my next one. I got CDLs covered now. Now we're after the minis and the paras, and we're working on that one now. I don't know if I can get it done next year, but it took me 3 years for CDLs. Hopefully it won't take as long for the rest of you, but if you guys know anybody, we are dire need. I have 2 routes right now, no paras. So we've got CDLers slipping in and out of that because we just don't have a para for those. Yes?
How old do they have to be a para?
18. Yep. Any other questions? Okay. Joy, this is yours.
And I know everybody wants to hear about maps, right? Maps. Our policy is that you have to have them checked off on at least once a month, and some of you are doing a fantastic job. They're easy to read, sub can pick it up, and if you didn't realize it, a sub gets a notice to get on a bus, they give you their book, and you may have 10-15 minutes to look at it, and then they may call you and say, nope, we need you on a different one because of your licensure. So you got 2 minutes when you get the book. So the reason that we have 3 map checkers, just 3 map checkers, is because we're all on the same page, we're all using the same language, and we're all using the same colors. And until we get somebody else that wants to help map check, and you go through the same process that Sindel and Michelle and I are using, please don't bring it to anybody else. Please bring it to one of us 3. I got a black basket in the front window of my office. Throw it in there. We're going to pick them up and check them all the same. They're not looking for errors. They're just looking to make sure that they can get on a bus, look at those maps, open them up, and be able to run the route. So you know we were supposed to have this done in September or August, and so we're putting some feet to it. So if you haven't had your maps checked in 3 months, we're going to go through starting in February. And if you haven't had them checked off by one of us 3, then we're going to ride along with you and make sure that you're stopping where you say you're going to stop, and you get a write-up along with it. So we've got to get that in order because it's your kids, and if you don't have the right stops on there, your kids aren't getting to school on time. And if you're not, we're running a route different than you normally do. We're the ones that get chewed out about it by the kids and by the parents and by the office staff.